Over the past 2 years, house prices in many areas of the UK have risen to dizzy heights, with buyers being outbid by many of thousands of pounds. London is one of the most expensive places to live in the UK, and following the pandemic, researchers have suggested house prices in the capital have been overvalued. London's property market is overvalued by as much as 50%, and this has raised fears of a looming correction. As for areas outside London, property was overvalued by 20%. Overvaluation affects homeowners since higher prices result in more equity and have minimized defaults. House price rises were a consistent trend across the pandemic, which was not initially noticed due to the disruption to the international economy. The market has been surprisingly strong throughout the COVID pandemic, and despite the worsening cost of living crisis, it has been boosted by a strong jobs market, a persistent shortage of properties on the market, and a race for space amid the rise in home working. At the same time, Europe also experienced sharp increases in prices since the pandemic began. A combination of low rates, the stamp duty holiday, and excess savings amid the pandemic have driven property prices higher, particularly in London and the South East. Annual house price growth in the UK accelerated to 11% in July despite the cost of living crisis. House prices increased by 0.1% month-on-month, the 12th consecutive monthly increase. The increase took the average house price to £271,000, some £55,000 above the level in February 2020, before the COVID pandemic. However, the impact of inflation running at a 40-year high of 9.5% and record low consumer confidence was highlighted by a cooling of mortgage transactions. If you are wondering how house prices can continue to grow as the cost of living squeeze intensifies, the answer is that they are happening for the same reason: a supply chain disruption. The limited stock of homes on the market has helped keep upward pressure on house prices. Buy-to-let purchases involving a mortgage also remain higher than pre-pandemic levels. Sentiment is likely buoyed up by the fact that rental demand remains strong, with upward pressure on rents, which may be encouraging landlords to enter the market, particularly if they view property as a hedge against inflation. Of course, a greater correction in property prices in an overvalued market is expected. New research has revealed house prices in the capital are likely to fall over the next few months. Inflation and cost of living increases are also likely to affect buyer affordability and market sentiment. Inflation is putting buyers under pressure, and they were getting increasingly cautious. We've just seen interest rates rise again, and there are further incremental increases forecast for the year which will raise mortgage rates. The market is expected to slow in the second half of the year as economic headwinds dampen consumer confidence. We have started to see the first signs of movement. The Rightmove index shows that the number of buyers has dropped back 7% in a year and the number of sellers has risen 13%. More sales were falling through as either the buyers or their mortgage lender felt they were overpaying for property. Total housing market transactions in the 3 months to May were about 20% below the elevated levels resulting from the stamp duty holiday. Please subscribe to my channel and click the bell to get alerts when a new video is posted. You are welcome to write your comments, questions, or concerns you would like to share.